Prem Namaste, Molweni and humble salutations, South Africa. Much of the country is currently immersed in Madiba Day celebrations and aiding in alleviating poverty and suffering. This year marks the birth centenary of our much-loved Tata, and on Sadhana today, we draw inspiration from the Ladles of Love Seva in Cape Town, which started off as a Madiba Day initiative. We also visit the iconic Freedom Park in Pretoria, which honors Nelson Mandela's legacy of peace and reconciliation. Later on, we catch up with Kugan on yoga for wellness and Lokesh with the Ramayan. After attending a course through the Art of Living Foundation, Danny Diliberto was inspired by the concept of Seva. This motivated him to create a project to give back to society. He started off with serving a few hot meals outside his restaurant in the Cape Town CBD and then became involved in a Madiba Day soup kitchen. Still wanting to do more, he started a weekly Seva which gave birth to the Ladles of Love kitchen. We joined Danny and his team of volunteers to find out more.
Art of Living I started approximately 6 or 7 years ago. A friend introduced me. The founder, Sri Ravi Shankar, he did a knowledge DVD on Seva. And Seva is a Sanskrit word meaning giving of yourself, wanting nothing in return. So that really touched my heart because I've always been one who's wanted to give, but I've never really understood how to do it. That particular afternoon, we had to go out and serve homeless people a cup of soup. So I arranged with the teacher then to, if I could arrange a pot of soup instead through the restaurant and rather serve the soup to the homeless. So doing that, you know, the Art of Living is just up the road from the restaurant. So we all came along, I had the soup arranged, we poured the soup into cups, and then we just went out into the streets and started serving homeless people. And there was a particular guy that I remember on Long Street. He was walking along with a dirty duvet. He was under the influence of alcohol, and he was just shouting at probably another homeless across the street. And I remember walking up to him. And as I walked up to him, it was almost like the homelessness left him, and he became just like you and me. And I offered him a cup of soup and he said, yes, please. And he thanked me and he was very polite. And I gave him the soup and I walked away. And as I walked away, the homelessness returned. So I thought to myself, and that really touched me because I thought if I can restore a human being's dignity, even for a few seconds, then that's what I must do. And I never looked back. When we started, I didn't have a name because I didn't realize it was going to become so big. So I used to call it the Love Kitchen. We used to just call it the kitchen. And then it was after Mandela Day 2015, I think. And I realized that things were really starting to happen. And I thought, this now needs a name. It needs a Facebook page. We need to do something with it. And I started asking people, you know, what do you think we should call it? And a friend of mine came up with the name, what about Ladles of Love? And I thought, that's the one. I've gone with my heart with Ladles of Love. You know, they say God has a way of talking through you through intuition. I've been very much following it through my heart, and you know, it is quite amazing how life works with you. And I remember Sri saying that, you know, as you give more, so life will give you bigger shoulders to take on more. From 70 meals that began in Chilly Tuesday evening in 2014, we're now doing half a ton of food a week. So it's really grown. It's probably around 2,000 meals a week. A friend of mine, he's got an organization called 1 Million Strong. It's a leadership program for kids to encourage them to take the right choices in life. And he was saying to me how he goes to schools and there's a lot of kids that go to school hungry. And that really touched me. And I thought that's the next step for Ladles, is to feed the kids. And so now we're involved with 3 schools as well, feeding the kids weekly. There was a Sunday that I remember, I don't know, I went to the gym, I had a shower after my walk on the mountain, and something said to me, guys, they got to wash their hands. You know, they got to eat with dignity. That's what Ladles is about, restoring dignity. So we give the guys the option to wash their hands, because you want to wash your hands. It's so much, your food tastes better. So that's what happened. It was like life said, the guys need to wash their hands. I said, cool. When you watch Seva in action, you see how you feed the homeless, you see their appreciation. And I'm very strict about serving fresh food, and they really appreciate that and the thank yous that I've received. And then you watch the volunteers, you watch people coming together who don't even know each other, and the human beingness comes alive. Gender falls away, religion falls away, culture falls away, color falls away, and you become one, which is what we are.
When something good and something great happens, that spark is going to touch somebody else. And so that energy of Ladles of Love has been radiating for a long time within the center, and it's almost like a hallmark Seva project. So it's something really that people can connect to and resonate with. And it has brought so much unification, not only within our volunteer base, but when you meet people outside of the organization and you talk to them about making some kind of contribution to society, making something to uplift the society, and we can direct them to a program, even though they may not have been part of the organization, it still gives an opportunity, because people generally are loving and kind and compassionate. So it facilitates a beautiful opportunity for people to come together and share that spirit of unity in diversity, within plurality, and so it really celebrates life in that way. Shri always says, service is love in action. So it's the karma part, one's activities, how we translate our individual love and gratitude, and how that then translates into an action. And so that passing from within the heart and touching another heart brings humanity together.
The true art of Seva is giving, nothing in return, because you can, because it's the right thing to do. And when you do that, it feeds your soul. And that's been the beautiful thing watching this.